Wait, I thought we were only doing 2 news items.
Yeah, I lied.
And now this is the third news. So the U.S. Supreme Court is poised to lower the bar for reverse discrimination laws. Okay, reverse discrimination, I guess, is the when a white guy says that the black guy is discriminating against me.
Well, in this specific case, it was a straight woman who was passed over for promotion, and the woman who was promoted in her place was a lesbian, and then she was later demoted, and the guy who took her job was gay. So she's like, I lost my position
Who the
because
fuck
of
cares?
Yeah, well, she's claiming that it's not. She's claiming that she was more qualified and did a better job or whatever.
Then she wouldn't have gotten demoted.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to pick this is because, like, Trump and Musk doing their thing with Doge and whatever, it's kind of proving
Una Wingwolf,
that
thank you for naming your points for an
really is about getting the best qualified candidates, not just about, like, oh, he's black so he wins.
Yeah.
Or he's gay so he wins. Because, like, they take over, what was it, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, where, like, the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff replaced a very highly qualified black man with a white guy who has no experience, no relevant experience. They got rid of the Navy chief, who spent like 20 years of her life commanding battleships, like at sea.
Yeah.
And had amazing credentials and qualifications.
We got a fucking Fox
and they
News host on.
Replaced her with someone else, like another white guy that was not qualified, and the only two of the chiefs of staff that got replaced were the woman and the black guy. So, like, it literally is about making sure that you have the best qualified candidate there, because that's like they literally replaced the qualified people with the mediocre white man.
It's this whole administration and the obsession with getting rid of people who have been experts in their positions and instead putting loyalists in runs completely counter to any claim about being anti-DEI than that. Because there is their version of DEI is this person who didn't deserve to get the job got the job because of an illegitimate reason. That's what their version of DEI is in their mind. That's what most conservatives think DEI is. Person who didn't deserve job gets the job over somebody who did deserve job. If you look at all of Trump's administration right now, and you look at what Project 2025 said that would be done with his administration, all of it is taking away jobs from literally the best people at their jobs and replacing it with people who have no idea what the fuck they're doing. You put a fucking Fox News host in the government. Why? What was the purpose of that? It's all projection. It is all projection from top to bottom.
And even, like, I'm reworking what I thought of DEI, because the way I have always considered it is that if you have two candidates, and one is from a minority group that is typically oppressed, and one is not, and they are equally qualified and do equally well in the interviews, my understanding was that, like, in that specific scenario, you hire the minority candidate. That's how you make that decision. It's like, everything else being equal, I go with the person from the oppressed group.
But the
and
end
that makes
result...
sense. But what I'm now seeing is that, like, oh no, it's literally fighting against just going with the mediocre white guy because he's the white guy.
Yeah, like, that's... In a perfect world, what you're describing is what DEI is supposed to be. In reality, it is just what you just described right now.
Yeah.
And that is more frustrating than it needs to be. I'm so tired of what this administration's doing, and you know what? I'm tired.
NXCon, everybody do shots.
I'm also sorry that a lot of this is making me just go on rants, because coming back into politics and keeping my head, above ground and listening to everything and getting actively involved in real life it's making a lot of this stuff piss me off more, because you don't just see the incompetence from the news headlines anymore. You start seeing the incompetence from every possible fucking angle.
Yeah.
And it's infuriating.
Fennec, we all did shots while you were gone. Yeah, so basically the thing that pisses me off the most about this one, so here we go. Ames is the plaintiff. She says she had a gay supervisor in 2019, and she was passed over for promotion in favor of a gay woman, and then demoted in favor of a gay man, both of whom were less qualified than her, apparently. Now, what we get into later on, I'm not going to read the whole article, but like what we get on into later on is that the lower courts told her no, basically, and the reason being, like, you didn't actually, like, you have no evidence that anybody even knew their sexuality, much less promoted them because
Based
of
on
it.
it.
So, like, if you don't even know someone's gay and you give them promotion, is that discrimination?
Yeah, no, it's you looking at the person and going, you happen to be gay, and I don't like that. And there's only one word for what that is, and it's stupid. Stupidity is what it is.
The thing that pisses me off about this, though, is that the liberal justices, like Ketanji Brown Jackson, are also looking to hear the case. Now, I get it. Like, the reason this is being heard is there is actually an unequal burden of proof when it comes to discrimination suits. So if you're from the majority group and you're bringing a discrimination case against, like, I was discriminated against because they hired a minority instead of me, or whatever, promoted a minority instead of me, the burden of proof is higher to prove that than the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see from a legal perspective why you might want to revisit that. And, like, I agree that the burden should be higher to prove that you were discriminated against by a minority, because, like, just the odds of that even happening are astronomically small. But yeah, so, like, I understand from a legal perspective why you might want to revisit that, even if it's just to, like, come up with a better reason why there should be a higher burden.
As opposed to just looking at it and laughing it out of court.
The liberal justices are they're playing the game as though the conservative justices aren't just going to vote along party lines for this, which sometimes they don't, but I feel like the dissents are always performative.
It's almost always better right now because we have a two-party system. It is almost always better to vote along party lines if you have the option to. And that is a failure of the two-party system. That is 100% a failure of the two-party system. That's the thing,
though, is that the Democrats, and in this case the liberal justices, aren't playing the same game as the Republicans and conservatives.
No, they're doing the high road game.
Yeah, they're playing the game as though the government functions the way the government is supposed to function, whereas the Republicans are like, let's break it.
Yeah, let's do shit fast and break stuff.
You can't play you're not going to win if you're playing a different game. Bravo Needs Bacon says, for 25 bits, says, is the asteroid still going to hit us, please? I hear it's small enough that it won't be like a planet destroying thing like the dinosaur one. So, like, maybe it'll just hit DC and we can, like, reset. Be nice. Oh, well, I don't know. Trump doesn't spend a lot of time in DC. It'd be better if it hit Mar-a-Lago. But then the Supreme Court's in DC. There's a good chance Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert would be in DC. So, yeah. I don't know.
Man.
Asteroid 2028.
I'm voting for The Rock. That's what I'm voting for.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Yeah, but if it's not like Washington, D.C. in the United States, I'm not interested. I want to order something else.
Yeah. I don't remember if I mentioned, but this one was sent to us by Progress Only.
Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that. Arcton Arclacier, Curatorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.